Well, I'm Chris, and this is my hood restoration video, part 1. I'm letting you know that up front because of the extensive amount of body work that's going to be needed to fix this hood. It is completely beat up all over, one of the worst hoods I've ever seen in my life. Anybody, doesn't matter your skill level, experience, age, anybody can get to this point right here. All we did was we took the paint off and we got everything scuffed, abraded, and in a primer. So what we have now is a 100% workable piece that at the same time is somewhat visually pleasing. I know this thing might look like it's in good shape, but we have not done any body work, any fitting, and that's what we're going to do in part 2. So let's get an idea how we got to this point. So I have a video mounting that scoop if you want to get some kind of idea. We're going to run through this and show you the different steps. So this is a 1978 hood. You're inspecting for rust, and on the structure in the center of the hood, you're looking for any kind of folds or wrinkles. And this structure, meaning the hood is folding or about to fold, do not waste your time on it. Get another hood. Trust me. Look closely. Once we sandblast that, we're going to have a bunch of little holes. So we're going to go ahead and repair all the metal on this one correct, 100%. I like the hood scoop now, but I originally bought it because this hood, that's why we're under here, looking at the structure, is beat up. So the scoop part was squished in and it was beat out and body worked. These new are about $800. So $800 kind of levels it out to where it's okay to work on this one. So let's do it. So we got all the parts off the hood. We're going to go ahead and strip the paint off of it because of things like that. I don't play any games with this. Just get the paint off by whatever means necessary. We're gonna try to grind it off with that first. This is how the hood looks. You run your hand down it. It feels like an original hood with bad paint on it. As soon as we took everything off of it, you can see the whole freaking scoop is beat up, beat to shit, all of it, all the way down, the whole thing. It's wobbly and beat up. Everywhere there's a little bondo, that's where there's a dent. So if you uncover this, are you going to be able to save this? This right here is expert body man. It's going to take a experienced body man to get that perfect. It really sucks because when I find bondo like this, I would love to just use it as a base, but look at that. It's put over rust, so it all has to come off. That's what happens all the time. They finally get a beautiful paint job put on them and they have all this crap under them. And I swear, once that stuff gets sealed off, it starts to react and it starts to come up to the surface. Happens all the time. That's why we have to get all this crap off of there. So we have this first area sandblasted down to metal. I want you to see that redness. That's red colored metal, where a long time ago they sanded this whole hood down, left it out. It got flash rust. All that rust was under everything. This hood was not left outside. I sanded it down yesterday, exposing all that stuff under the paint job. So when that surface rust was under everything, you're gonna have to walk around it, different angles. We're trying to get all the body filler out, trying to get it down to as bare metal as possible. That little section right there took me about 15 minutes. You want to do your hood in sections if you're using an air compressor like this, because you'll burn it up. So we're gonna do a little more sandblasting. See stuff like that, trying to get that off. Let's show cleaning this up and then we'll put it in primer. This is very difficult work. This is not fun in any way. We have a 36 grit, but it's worn down to about a 50. So this is how part 1 goes down. I'm working on it a few hours after work every day. This is our 3rd hour on it. The reason we're doing sections is because that will immediately start to flash rust. We're gonna put light coats of lacquer black on it. The hood actually looks better like that. Look at this. Every inch of this hood was floated with some kind of filler. I'm guessing they did it 30 years ago because I've been around this car for at least the past 20 years. So I went back and sandblasted it. We're ready to put it in epoxy primer. Notice we're not messing with any of this just yet because we need the hood to pass a test, meaning we need to do the body work on it and make sure it's going to pass before we start addressing any type of rust repairs. This one is all beat up. So we were using a rattle can lacquer black primer, and you can see after sandblasting how it embeds itself in there. So you can use lacquer primers over steel. This lacquer 1K stuff works fine, but it's not going to have the durability of a 2K. This type of work is all about preparation. We have the metal prepped, sandblasted, abraded, ready to go. So whatever we spray on this metal right here is going to stick on it, no questions asked, but we are going to do an epoxy primer. So we're going to be using this epoxy primer. I don't really recommend it, but you can get it at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Just go in there, they can order it, get it the same day. So this is a siphon fed gun I got from Home Depot to spray primers. All right, I just sprayed the first coat on there super duper light. So now the entire hood is an epoxy primer. I did spray it on there super thick, and we're gonna take black primer and just coat the crap out of it. So then we have the fiberglass scoop. So it has a gel coat on there, super slick. We're gonna Scotch-Brite it. Looks like it does have some wax or residual where they casted the fiberglass molding, so just do what you have to do to get it clean. Scotch-Brite didn't seem like it was doing enough, so I have some 400 grit. We're sanding down that gel coat. All right, so we're back here working on my property again because I'm getting off my butt and finally gonna turn this into the paint booth I've been talking about. That's the door I gotta put right here. And we're turning this into a pole barn. I'm cutting the floor out. I'm gonna have somebody come put some concrete in here. Getting this thing ready because I found some people that are gonna build my shop. Let's check this little footage out real quick. So down the road from my house, I want you to see that building they built right there. I'm gonna have them guys build my shop for me. And I went over there and asked him who built it. He said his brother built it, and he said that materials were only $3,500. I said, well, I want one. So I got the card. As soon as I finish my house, I'm gonna have that built. That appears to be 40 by 48. Mine's gonna be bigger than that. Just letting you know, pole barn coming soon. That's what I'm kind of turning my focus to, finishing up the house, tearing all this crap down, cleaning this up, and getting this paint booth where it looks better than this before we get the crew in here and start building the shop. But that shop is going to cost way less than I ever imagined because the wood prices went back down. It's a big pole barn. That building is going to be at least 50 feet by 50 feet minimum. It should be a little bit wider than that, and it's going to connect right there, paint booth, and then a 50-50 shop to do whatever I want in it. So that's why we got the bodywork stuff back over here, because that's gonna motivate me like it is right now. Anyway, part 2 coming soon. We're gonna make this thing look beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. All right, as you can see, I'm not playing. I gotta get this done.